Hello, welcome back, everyone. Yeah. Hey, let's get going. Let's get started. Yeah, it's a Saturday evening, Saturday late night show, and it's kind of I'm gonna start with this. To be honest with you, okay, I really love my audience, especially the audience of those that come in later in the night, where we have a very good time, we chat and all that. But there's been some development. I was on stream. Was it 2 days ago? Okay. Technically, I've been coming on stream. I have my background music, and I cover the stories for the day. I talk about what's happening in Nigeria, all the drama, the insecurity issues, and all of those. So I was on stream. Was it 2 days ago? I met the milestone for me to, kind of get my first step monetization. So I got 500 subscribers. I'm new to this stuff, like the live stream stuff. So I got that and I applied. And that was fine. So I was on stream when I got the 500, and immediately I got the 500 subscribers, which was the first level for me to now get qualified for YPP programs and all of that. I subscribed for the partnership while on live. Then after that happened, I think there were certain things I need to do. The first step was for me to kind of create an AdSense account, which I believe I had. So I just kind of tried to create another one. YouTube or Google, was able to get me linked to the other one. So that was fine. Then after that, I then applied for the partnership stuff, which was not approved immediately. I think they were saying that it's going to take like within a month. They're going to do the review. So I was on stream the following day. Now, while on stream, the approval came. And immediately the approval came while on stream for my AdSense stuff, because now I have 500 subscribers. Thanks for my subscribers. Thanks for those that have been coming on live and all of those. And then I just got a message. Blah, 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 that I got issues, copyright issues and all of those. So the stream, the live stream is going to be suspended because I've got some issues and I've not been able to solve them. I was like, what is this? I just got the approval for the monetization came during the stream. And immediately the thing came into my email. And then I was confused, like, why on earth are you guys suspending the live stream because there was a copyright stuff? Okay, long story short, I ended the stream because I was just kind of distracted and confused. I didn't even know what the hell was happening. I ended the stream. And when I ended the stream, I then went online and I saw that, they said I was using third-party content. I was like, third-party content? Which of the content was third-party? Because I was reacting to different stuff at the same time. I was talking about what was happening in DC, where you had this Afghan ally, that's what they call him, in the United States, unalive to National Guard individuals. And then I was also covering what was happening in Guinea-Bissau at the same live stream, because I just scout around, I look for what's happening right now in the world, and I try to talk about it. So I was talking about the coup in Guinea-Bissau. Fortunately or unfortunately, I don't even know, Al Jazeera was reporting it live. So I was kind of, I carried it live, and then I was commenting on it, like, this is what is happening. So I'd spoken about what happened with in DC, Washington, DC. I was talking about what was happening in Al Jazeera. Guinea-Bissau, being covered by Al Jazeera. I commented on that. I also talking about what was happening, in-house, Nigeria, right? With respect to insecurity and all that. So I did talk on so many issues and all of those. And then I got this thing, so I had to end the stream because I couldn't continue. I was distracted. It was not just giving. So I was distracted and I had to end the stream. And I was waiting because normally when you upload stuff on YouTube, they tell you, okay, fine, if there's a music, copyrighted music, maybe you saw something on X and you just reacted to it. But because the person that was putting the shot on X have this, popular music and all this copyrighted stuff, so they give you the opportunity to cancel and all that. Mind you, I just got monetized for whatever the partnership program. And then I went back, I started looking like, okay, which one of these stuff is copyright? Because what I do when I react to stuff is I make sure that I don't put in popular songs or even any song that I feel is going to be like a copyright issue. I don't do that. So I was wondering which of this content is third party or which of this content is copyrighted that I kind of forgot. Then it dawned on me that the rules have changed. Once you get monetized, even if you're making $0, YouTube is not smiling anymore. That was crazy. So I was like, okay, fine. If you're used to this show, you will see me playing some kind of classical, no copyright, music on the background. I was like, okay, fine. I'm not going to be playing the music anymore. Maybe it was the music. Maybe it was the content. I don't even know. I don't know why there is so much information that is hidden when it comes to all this stuff. So now I made up my mind that, okay, fine, I wouldn't be using other people's content. If I'll be using people's content, I would make sure that I comment every time, almost every other second. And that's frustrating at times to some viewers. Because maybe you're talking about what's been happening in a country and you want to listen to someone, and maybe you're tuning in. At the point where you're tuning into the stream, you see someone talking. Then it becomes a big issue because you want to hear the person talking and listen from me. But now I have to comment because if I don't comment on that video, it's going to be a big problem. So now I don't know. Then I was like, okay, fine, because I have this music, copyright-free music on Spotify that I play on the background when I stream. I discovered that, okay, fine, maybe that was the problem. Immediately I got monetized, they changed my music library. Then I'll call it something creators beta music and all that. I said, okay, fine, maybe I'm going to be playing that in the background while I stream. Just for me to Google today, like, am I allowed? Because now you can't claim ignorance, right? They're going to just ban you. Now, if I do anything or if I use third-party content without any major stuff, you know what happens? I won't be able to stream for 7 days. I won't be able to stream. I won't be able to do anything for 7 days. I won't be able to upload. I won't be able to stream. I won't be able to do anything for 7 days. So right now, it's just going to be me and my viewers. And maybe a little bit, I'll play things here and there. And while I'm doing all these, I also have to be monitoring the stream because I don't want to use people's content and then it becomes a big stuff. So I have to comment all the time. But that's just by the way. Whatever it is, that means they need me to be funny. They need me to be interesting. They need me to now kind of engage the audience more. And that's the problem with the algorithm. The algorithm today has been tweaked, that's the word, to only promote stuffs that are really, really, either it's a dance stuff or it's maybe comedy. And possibly now, like other crazy stuff or controversial stuff. That's what the algorithm, pays for. But it is what it is. I was a little bit like, you know what? Maybe I'm going to move to maybe other stuff that would allow me to be able to express myself, use other materials the right way, not to abuse it, but just to add context. But it is what it is. So I was like, you know what, maybe I'll just stop streaming live. But I felt like, you know what, this is working. I've got people coming. We have good times, especially all those, like the stream I do late at night. The stream I do late at night, like if people look at me and like, this guy, you're sleeping on stream. You're sleeping on stream. Those midnight, like 10 p.m. stream to 12 midnight stream is always great for me. Like I have people come in and, we do have great time, but again, it's what it is. So without further ado, I'm still going to play some stuff. I mean, public stuff like this one, where you have the Labour Party, met today. The Labour Party leadership got ratified. I'm gonna play some stuff. OTTI was missing. Alex OTTI was missing. But before that, this is what is trending. TINUBU nominates 32 for ambassadorial post in Nigeria. I know this was in the works. And for those of you that you've been confused about Reno Omokri's ways, it's paying off for him at this moment. The nominees include 15 career ambassadors from states like Abia, Taraba, and then 17 non-career picks such as Reno Omokri, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu. They couldn't even wait for a no-show period for Yakubu. This guy just declared TINUBU as the president, now is getting an ambassadorial position. What the hell is happening? What is happening? I think there should be some form of law that you cannot get, even no matter what, a position from the person that you participated in his election, possibly for 4 years. And then you have the usual politician. They could serve in places like China, India, UAE, UN missions, following 3 prior nominees for the UK, US, or France. Critics question the non-career choices as rewarding loyalists, like Reno Omokri, while supporters praise the mix of experience and inclusivity. Okay, more names are expected soon with Senate confirmation pending. We're going to be waiting for that. I'm going to be watching the Senate confirmation for some of this. Reno Omokri that said the most nastiest thing about TINUBU just a few months ago, before he became president, is now an ambassador for TINUBU. For Nigeria, though, but for TINUBU, you know what I mean. This guy is vexing. You can always predict, the way things will run in Nigeria. Meanwhile, there are some people that are crying foul. Like, we worked for APC. We did this for APC. There is nothing. We don't have anything. Nothing was shown to us. Well, it is what it is. It is what it is. So these are your ministers. Like, President TINUBU appointed Reno Omokri, former presidential aide, as a non-career ambassador. Let me see, what's the difference between career and non-career ambassador? Sorry, I thought I should know this, but man, when we were in school, it's not as if we were reading like that too. You understand? Like, again, it is what it is. Okay. Well, one is a career ambassador, professional diplomat from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. They join through competitive exams and rise through the rank. What the hell does this even mean? Non-career. Okay, so career is those that are in the ministry. Those are the ones that, but again, and that's the problem. Let me see. Okay, Reno Omokri is non-career. So you have normal staffs and all that. Okay, that makes sense. Promoted from within the foreign services based on seniority, performance, and exams. So these are more like the civil servants. But this one is directly nominated by the president and sent to the Senate for confirmation. No requirement to have diplomatic experience. But these ones are those ones that I think that they've done the real job. Maybe those working in the foreign relations ministry. This guy is vexing. It's a travesty. Okay, the quality of a country's ambassador is an indication of the country's direction. Most of the names on President TINUBU's list are career politicians who have failed to deliver in their previous roles, sycophants, and morally challenged individuals. I find it particularly upsetting that the same discredited Prof. Mahmoud Yakubu, who supervised a highly disputed and rigged election in 2023, allegedly, because the opposition couldn't prove that election was rigged. Not even now that we had them, go to the tribunal. You and I know that there were some irregularities. At least talk about River State. I can say, yeah, River State was something happened in River State. Something happened in River State. I can't blame my hand on it because I wasn't expecting TINUBU to win River State. But anyways, he's the president. No country on earth has prospered through shambolic, corrupt, and discredited leadership recruitment process. Okay? Yeah. Nigeria waited for years to get ambassador. Then it becomes obvious it's political patronage and all jobs for the men and women. Nigeria, who did this to us? Just look at the ambassadorial and you see all that is wrong with our country. Okay, now let's look at the ambassadorial list. This is a full list. Let me see if I can put it here and drag it in the middle. Yeah. Barrister Ongbonaya Kalu. Who the hell is? Reno Omokri. Reno Omokri, Delta State. Oh boy. Psycho Fancy pays. Psycho Fancy pays a lot, bro. Erelu BC Adebayo. Okay, and then you have all these names. And Femi Pedro is on the list. Oh, Femi Fani Kayode, Osun State. Oh, so the guy's from Osun. I didn't even know that. That's my state, by the way. Okay, Lola Konde, Victor Ikpezu, Jimo Ibrahim. Yeah, I know that one is APC. Okay, career ambassador. So these are the ones that I would say they're from the ministry, right? Wow. Okay. Godfrey David, Adiola Ibrahim, Ogun State. Wow. Okay. I don't know. What do you think about this list? Wow. Wow. Okay, that's interesting. Let me see. This is NMPC stuff. Yeah, so that's the list. I don't know. I can't comment so much now until when they start the screening for those ones that are non-career. Yeah, let them start the screening and then we'll see what stuff they're made of. But I also had an in that Reno was actually on the list a long time ago. That's why the guy is always firing on all cylinders for what's it called again? For TINUBU. That's why he's always firing on all cylinders for TINUBU. Reno Omokri. In another news, I at times I just go into spaces, not because I want to go and disrupt the peace, because people don't like being told the truth. I just go into just like what's happening in this space, what's happening here. So I went to a stream yesterday, an X space yesterday, and we're talking about the elections, and they were talking about, the coalition and that APC must go and all of that, which is fine, because that's what elections are for. I didn't know. I messed up big time. I didn't know that I should have been more careful because people don't want to hear the truth. I thought that, they were like debating about the ADC coalition. So I asked some questions like, hey guys, is this really a coalition or a political party? And I was asking, hey guys, I think I was just 79 years old yesterday. It's going to be 84 by the time he's done with his first term. Hey guys, do you think Peter Obi is still going to join the ADC? Because right now, I think that the presidential ticket, which he also wants to have, is likely going to go to Atiku. So I was just like kind of, asking questions and all of those. I was in the space. I didn't know that these were ADC loyalists. I've not been really active on Twitter like that because it's always noise and it's just a cesspool of, different deranged opinions at times. There are good stuff on X or Twitter, whatever. Twitter is the name of this thing. I know it's X now, but again, so I was just asking those questions like, how do you go from here? And I was saying that on a normal day, if you talk about elections, that by now, the structure of the ADC should have been solidified. This is not the time for us to be saying, El-Rufai just joined yesterday. I understand that they gave them some time to, make up their mind and all of those, and then do some local elections, okay, and then join the ADC. I understand all those, but I'm just saying that with respect to the fact that Nigeria is in the state where it is, opposition is not really up and running. That don't you think that we need to be more distant or more? And then I finished asking that question. They didn't even allow me to finish asking that question. One moron from, I don't know, he said is in London. Started talking. I don't know what you're talking about here, right? You don't know what you're talking about, right? We're serious people in this group. I'm like, bro, I'm not, I mean, I felt like I messed up because I should have known that this was a group that they were loyal to ADC and they wanted ADC, to win come 2027, which is, I mean, that's legit, okay? That's a legitimate aspiration. I'm not against that, but I was just asking questions like, what is the pathway to the presidency in 2027, given what is happening, given our APC, okay, they're all politicians, most of them corrupt, almost all of them corrupt. I've been on live bashing TINUBU for the past 2 weeks on the insecurity issues. So I don't know how me asking questions is more of me supporting what is happening in Nigeria. So they went on and on and on and on and on. They went to check my profile. Someone came and said, oh, I just checked that guy's profile. I don't even know if it's PDP or APC. I said, the fact that you couldn't even tell if I was PDP or APC shows the fact that you guys are not interested in the truth. And that was it. But anyways, talking about the parties and all this coalition or not coalition, I just stumbled on this. Alex OTTI. I mentioned OTTI. I said, Alex OTTI would not leave the Labour Party, at least for a second term. He's not going to leave. Okay, he's going to be in that Labour Party for a second term. But trust me, once he gets a second term, the guy might realign with another party. Because I don't really like what is happening in the Labour Party right now. I don't like that they are not united. I don't like that they are not together. So let me see what these guys have to say.
One more time. Labour Party is our own.
Okay.
Labour Party is our own.
Yeah.
Nigeria go better.
Okay. Labour Party is our own. One, I don't understand why Abure is still here, because I thought that the Obedient wanted Abure out. I also don't understand why Senator Nemanadi, because she was the woman that was kind of in charge of that new Labour Party umbrella after, Abure was kind of, Abure's time was up. So now I still don't get what is happening. Alex OTTI, missing as Abure-led Labour Party leadership ratified, gets full endorsement from Obi's group. So which one is which? Let me see.
Labour Party! Forward ever!
Okay.
Executive Council next meeting, which is holding today,
Okay.
the 20th of November 2025, at the national headquarters of the Labour Party.
Okay.
It is my pleasure to report and convey the activities of the party from the last national convention, which was held on the 27th of March.
So in March, because all this problem happened this year, the problem with Abure, I think Apapa was last year, or shortly after the 2023 elections.
2024. The report is up to the last day of yesterday. The party has gone through several challenges during the period under review, resulting in several litigations and several managerial discussion between the party and INEC.
Yeah, so again, there were a lot of issues that they had. Part of the issues that they had then was that I think Labour Party is a party built not as a political party per se, and I don't know if that's even a right word to use. Labour Party is more like a pressure group. Okay, the party for the workers. So you have the labor union, okay, and the Labour Party structure kind of mimics that. Okay, what do you have with unions and all that? You have bureaucracy. You cannot just come in and say you want to change things or make things work. That's the problem. That's the problem. It's not built to be agile. So you have all of these chapters, and you have each of the state chapters determining his own pace of work. But anyways, that was the problem. And yeah, let's see what happens.
Following the Commission's actions that have warranted the litigations, we're happy to announce that all those misunderstandings that have taken place is today being put to rest.
Wow, that's good. That's really good. That's really, really good. I hope that they can easily put it to rest. Hopefully.
We don't need to mention severally what had happened, because we're all aware of the trouble, discussions, and all the effort the Commission has made to ensure that justice is being done.
Okay.
And as a result of such interaction, we are seeing justice in its peak that is taking place today.
Yeah, so this is a long speech with respect to, okay, things have now changed and all of those. The guy keeps reading up until almost 7 minutes and all. So let me hear what Abure has to say. Or let me just finish his speech and then see what Abure has to say.
And also Assistant National Youth Leader, North West, in the name of Chindo Abdurrahman. So these are the list of the officers as elected, and also the vacancies being filled. A comprehensive list will be given to the necessary authorities that are here. Anyway.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool. The guy is really sweating. Is he under pressure? Who's putting him under pressure, bro? Guy is really sweating, man. Sweating bullets. Hi, Yunus. Welcome to the show. Let me see.
With this presentation of the secretarial report,
okay,
I hereby called on the NEC to affirm and declare this NEC in session open, and all proceeding and deliberation to be taken.
Okay.
As,
so yeah, that's it. So now I think that they are coming together to forge a unified, how will I put it now? A unified party and a unified stand. Hi, Benson, welcome to the show. Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. Hopefully the fight is over. Hopefully the suffering is over. Hopefully Peter Obi can now, because I said that it was important that Peter Obi takes control of that party from day one. I mean, day one, meaning after the 2023 elections, because, 2023 elections, all land was on deck. They had a very good stuff. So this is what I've asked. I've asked my assistant, Grok, here. Just give me what has been happening with Labour Party. Okay? So the Labour Party surged in prominence during the 2023 elections as a third force. It was really, I loved the outing of the Labour Party during the elections. I love the way people came together to at least make their voices known. People were kind of open to the idea. Unfortunately, or whatever, Peter Obi became third, but then the number that he had, in that election was really massive. And he became someone to deal with. To have dealings with. Not to deal with in terms of dealing with him, but to have dealings with. So he became a de facto political stalwart in Nigeria in 2023. Largely due to Peter Obi's candidacy. However, post-election, the party has been mad with leadership crisis, factionalism, and legal battle, with Justice Abure's faction clashing with Nnadi's Usman-led caretaker group backed by Obi and Abia Governor Alex OTTI. Maybe that's why OTTI is not in the meeting. Despite this, LP secured notable election gains in 2023 and is positioning for 2027 amid ongoing reconciliation effort. So let's look at the summary event. 2023, Peter Obi joined LP in May and Peter Obi joined LP in May. That would be May of 2022. I don't know why I put May there. And wins presidential primaries unopposed. LP received unprecedented endorsement from NLC. Like I said earlier on, NLC and the Labour Party, they are more like one and the same. And the TUC ahead of the February 25 presidential elections. General elections, LP wins Abia governorship. That's Alex OTTI. 7 Senate seats and 34 House seats. That was a good showing for a party that has been, Labour Party has been for a while, but for them to now have a massive showing for the presidential election. This was the first time that they had a candidate that got so much votes. And that brought, the Labour Party to be one of the major parties in Nigeria. It was because of Peter Obi. It was Peter Obi's work. Again, guys, welcome to the show. If you've not subscribed, please help hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button, and also thanks for the comment so far. Welcome to the show. Now, that was what happened. Now, let's move on. 2024, ongoing court battle over leadership. Supreme Court rules, party internal affair, not justiciable. NMEETING National Convention was in March 27. That was mentioned. Abure re-elected amid boycott by Obi and OTTI. LP participate in off-cycle elections in Edo and Ondo, wins some local seats, but loses governorship. Reconciliation attempts failed. Obi distances from Abure-led faction. Maybe that's why Obi is not there right now. Retains influence in Abia under OTTI, e.g. infrastructure reforms, build grassroots via obedient network, Obi tours states, promoting economic ideas. Okay, that's fine. Now in 2025, January to November, draw neck meetings. So you had this battle. In fact, there was a press conference that Senator Nnadi gave, and I was not so impressed. I felt, and you may disagree with me, guys, I felt that Peter Obi should have waded in much more earlier. I felt he should have waded in. Because a lot of these things, you don't just want to, I understand there's a constitution, but a lot of these things, there is a lot of nuances to it that you cannot just leave factions within the parties to sort it out. So this is what happened. The Supreme Court nullifies Abure's recognition. That was earlier in 2025. Then the issues got escalated. APC accuses of destabilizing LP PDP via defection to create one-party state. So they've always been saying that APC tries to create a one-party state. And I don't know if that's necessarily true, but I also know that politicians always try to interfere in the other opponent's party. So I cannot affirm or deny that APC might have had some hands in what is happening in LP and in PDP and in SDP. Kanu's conviction That was in November. Spark Southeast tension. Obi warns of insecurity risks. Abure labeled deposed in some circles. Violence at party's event. So now, overall trend, LP 2023 momentum has waned. Okay, LP 2023 momentum has waned due to infighting, reducing its threat to APC's achievement center on achievement centers on Abia governance model and legislative advocacy. Controversy highlights financial opacity and external interference. For 2027, Abure's faction eyes workers' mobilization against APC's hardship. Yeah, they have a point there. You have a point because the common man has not really benefited from the APC's government. The big boys, the Dangotes, them, they've benefited. The middle class, no, the upper middle class seems to have benefited from this government. The only problem that is facing everybody, rich, poor, middle, lower, is the insecurity problem. Is the insecurity problem in Nigeria today. And that really, it's a litmus test. Is it going to make TINUBU lose the election? I don't know. Because what they've done, they've really cemented their grip on power. That is what has happened. But, things can change. For 2027, Abure's faction eye workers' mobilization against APC and Expos. Okay. So that's what has happened today. So we can see that LP is, coming by. Let me see. Abure spoke. Let me see what Abure has to say.
Constitution of the Labour Party as amended. Thank you.
Okay.
I read it. I want to take one or two comments if you feel it's necessary.
So this guy is back to the show.
If it's not necessary, then we can then move immediately to take the motion, adopt it, and then probably we just do a voting on it. But I want us to open the meeting for brief deliberation on the secretariat reports that have been presented.
How's he moving his head up and down? Oh, let's see.
Any discussion? Enugu State Chairman.
In elaborating on this particular report, I want to say that we have done a yeoman job.
The obedience are not happy with this development. From what I'm seeing, from the comment and all, they're not happy. They're like, they're even saying, what is Dati? This guy. What is he doing? What is he doing there? Because Obi was like, Obi was not totally, in support of this because he was in support of Senator Nanadi, the caretaker stuff. He wasn't happy, but again, it is what it is.
Have done a yeoman job, and I accept in totality. We are back to where we are.
Who is this?
I urge our members in totality to move this party forward. This party remains the party to beat. I'm coming from Enugu, and Enugu almost won the governorship election with this party.
Almost. In 2023, almost. Can we say the same now? Because again, the momentum has reduced a bit. And this is just me being factual. I mean, if something changes tomorrow, if I see that these guys are back and firing on all cylinders, I mean, I'm gonna come tell you guys, wow, I think there's a ray of hope. Peter Obi is not a party person. This one is just more of, these are the ideas, this is what I want to execute, this is where I'm going. You need someone that is a party person to hold the party down and mobilize and get things started. We saw Maurice Mounye, one of he was a director of mobilization for the Labour Party, and the guy was disappointed. Now he's thrown in the towel, but let's see what happens.
we won 2 senatorial zones out of 3. 7 House of Rep members out of 8. And 14 members of House of Assembly out of 24. That was a moving achievement. And I want
How many of those are still in the Labour Party today? How many of those are still in Labour Party today? That's a question. Let me keep playing. I'll look for
to
that.
say this. In NMEETING states where I come from, we are going to give this party the next governor come 2027. Inshallah, it must be done.
Okay.
On this, I move this motion. I second this motion. I move this motion. Sorry, sir.
Go ahead. No,
Sorry, sir.
Okay, yeah,
not him. No, you see the one.
he moved the motion.
Let him finish.
He moved the motion, he seconded the motion. Okay. I mean, yeah. No big deal. No big deal, to be honest. No big deal.
Well, I think don't confuse me by side talks. I was called here to comment on the adopted motion. I am commenting on the adopted motion. Side talks, please allow me. I want to say further that with what has been done, I want to commend our former vice presidential candidate. I was here when he came, and he promised that this party will reckon itself again by 2027. And they called on Mr. TINUBU, my brother, to come back to this party.
What is it talking about? What is it talking about? He wants Peter Obi to come back to the party. What does it mean? Let me listen to that.
Itself again by 2027.
Okay.
And they called on Mr. TINUBU, my brother, to come back to this party.
He never left the party. What are you talking about? He never left. As of today, he's still a Labour Party member, if my memory serves me right. I don't know, but again,
he has no business with another party. He has no business in another party. I want to commend this house and say further, please, let us move forward to bring back P2B into this.
Am I the one? Am I the one that is not hearing well? Like, Peter Obi never left. Again, that's one of the questions I had. Like I was saying earlier on, I was in a space and I was just telling them that you guys, like, you don't even know what you're talking about when it comes to the ADC coalition. There is no coalition. There is no coalition anywhere. Now, what this guy I think is implying is that Peter Obi should stop fraternizing with the ADC. There has been no one major political opposition party that is going with ADC as of today. That was what I said. No political party in Nigeria is going with the so-called coalition as of today. And I don't know why. Actually, I know why. I know why. Because the opposition party in Nigeria, a lot of them are lazy. A lot of them are corrupt. So they would rather join the corrupt APC than to even try and work their way up and build a formidable force.
Party. He's our man. He's our own brother. He's a man to beat. We are going to send Ahmed Bola Tinubu out of Aso by 2027. Inshallah, I commend everybody and say that as we move forward, we are brothers and sisters. Let us die everything that has happened as something that happened in the past. Thank you and God bless.
So this is a new beginning. It's a new beginning. It's a new day. It's a new beginning, right?
I will now call for a voice vote in line with the party constitution to affirm the motion that have been moved to us. So for those who are in support of this motion, say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
For the party to move on, and again, you may not like it, for the party to move on, I believe that Abure should really step down. So you don't have the governor, the only governor in the party is not in attendance, and it's obvious. Senator Nadi, the caretaker committee, is not in attendance. Peter Obi is not in attendance. So what are we talking about? I would have loved to have a Labour Party, and this is just me, like Labour Party can do whatever it wants to do because I'm not really invested in Labour Party. I would have loved to have a new chairman that has really, really won elections before, that is neutral. Like they should come in and give us a new consensus. But it is what it is.
Then number 2, Labour Party Constitution 20.
And has other engagements to catch.
If they can vote right now, it's important I see this.
Okay, you want to see this voting too?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, we'll see the voting.
For those who are in support, say aye. Aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it.
Okay. Yeah, so that's it.
So speak please.
So we just, because it's in a hurry to go for another function, we call upon it to this.
Okay, that's it. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Hopefully things work well. FG arrest alleged coup plotter swiftly, but couldn't declare emergency after 2 weeks, lawyers. Okay, this is just a quick one. Peter Obi still a member of Labour Party. Let me see what that has to say. This is the vice presidential candidate that ran. Guys, if you've not subscribed to this channel, please, I'm building a community as we move into the 2027 election in Nigeria. I want to build a strong community that people can voice their opinion, talk about what they think about what's happening in Nigeria. So please help subscribe and also like, share. Thank you. So this guy was the guy that ran with Peter Obi in 2023. Let's see.
It is a great pleasure to be here with you this morning.
Okay.
First, to the best of, not just me, to the best of our knowledge, our brother, His Excellency Peter Obi, is still a member of the Labour Party.
Oh, thank you. Because I keep hearing that he should come back. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
I am not sure anything has changed. In fact, if he were to be here now, I will shift my seat one to the left.
Body language might have changed.
Labour Party has not reduced in numbers in any way. Labour Party has only increased in numbers. From the submission of our leader, the National Secretary, we have gone through the rough times, as is usual with political associations, and we're emerging out of it under their able leadership. Congratulations. The highlight and the major turning point of this NEC meeting is the presence of INEC.
Also, you have INEC in attendance. Oh, that's fine. That looks cool because again, that gives legitimacy, right? That gives some level of legitimacy.
The presence of INEC defines this sitting. It justifies our presence here. As law-abiding citizens, we strictly go by what the law provides.
Okay.
And that is why I would like to say a certain gentleman is occupying a certain villa this morning. This is a renewed drive for reconciliation. And I'm here as a loyal party member to continue to open our arms to embrace new members, existing members, and all members to please come back and reconcile with the party for the National Assembly.
Okay, we'll see. Now, he said a gentleman is is occupying Aso Rock. I mean, he's talking about the president, TINUBU. I mean, he still does not believe. I mean, in his mind, he believes that the LP won that election. And he has the full right to believe that the LP won that election. But from what I saw when they went to the tribunal, and that's just me, again, there might have been some irregularities, like I mentioned, like in River State. Nobody can tell me that APC won River State hands down. But again, when they went to the tribunal, that was not what they alleged. What was alleged at the tribunal was majorly logistics, okay? I mean, yeah, Obidem may not like it, but that's it.
Assignments ahead of us. Only 2 days ago, a state of national emergency was declared in the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Yep.
If you recall, we had warned Nigeria, we had warned the world. This was likely to happen, and it is happening.
Yeah.
Nigerians voted en masse for change, and something else happened, and the result is what we saw 2 days ago. School abductions in hundreds, senior army officers killed.
Man, I still don't understand, really, to be honest with you. The abductions, the kidnapping, and then the killing of the Brigadier General Uba. I mean, I'm expecting more from the government.
In public, this would never have happened if Labour Party had formed the government of Nigeria.
This is where I say we may never know. We may never know. Before Buhari became president, because he had lost series of elections, lost the third one, I think he won at the fourth attempt. When he lost the third one, everybody kept saying that, Buhari since he said he was not going to contest again, that it would be the best president Nigeria would have never had, right? Then he later said he was going to contest. And after that, it was just a mess. For the 8 years that guy was in power, Nigeria went back. Hi, Patricia, welcome to the show. Nigeria went back. Like, Buhari took Nigeria back in almost everything. So again, when this guy comes to say, this may not have happened if Labour Party won the election, we may never know. I don't know what would have happened. But again, that's the reality.
We are committed to changing this. We are committed to securing Nigeria, ensuring prosperity, peace, and stability in this great creation of Almighty God.
Okay.
It is the birthright of Labour Party amongst all other political associations in Nigeria. It is our birthright to ensure living wages of all workers. That is the underpinning philosophy behind labor movements.
Yeah, so they're laborers, right? And that's one thing. I mean, they're more like a pressure group. One thing that I think TINUBU missed was, and it was an opportunity that he missed, was the fact that when he removed that subsidy, it was very slow to increase the salaries of the civil service, because it was practically impossible for them to have been living on that wage that they had before the subsidy was removed. That's one thing that I feel the reaction, again, fine, removal of subsidy, which should have been, right? But how did you respond? How were you able to channel the whole thing? I felt like TINUBU felt like, we've got to suffer. And again, there would have been some level of suffering, but I think that TINUBU didn't undo that removal the best way that he should have handled it. That's just my opinion. People suffered a lot. People suffered. Some people are still suffering because of that. And we've not seen any fiscal discipline come from the federal executive, from the National Assembly. Sorry, and before he continues, then again you had the Senate president making jest, make it a joke, you know, with respect to let the poor breathe. You know, it's quite shameful.
I, as a loyal member of Labour Party, am one of those who continue to believe that we shall do everything that is possible to improve the welfare of all workers in Nigeria, and by so doing, uplifting their respective families. The insecurity we see today is largely attributed to the poor earnings of security agencies, of teachers, of all forms of workers. It is directly linked to the poor earning power of all trades and businesses in Nigeria.
Yeah, which is as a result of not just APC alone, but even PDP. The government we've had shortly after Obasanjo, to be honest with you, all of the successive governments, they've been poor. They've been very poor with respect to achievement. They've been poor with respect to providing the basic necessity of the average population. And that's really bad.
We are going to change this. We are going to ensure realistic living wages for all workers in Nigeria. I invite everyone to underline what I have just said, because this is going to play a key role from now to 2027 and beyond.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
Conclude by reiterating that we shall continue our reconciliation movements. All as sundry are welcome to work with us respectfully, peacefully, for the sake of our dear country. I thank you very much.
Okay, so that's fine. So if you're still continuing your reconciliatory stuff, then when do you start to plan, or when do you start to let your people know what your status is with respect to the ADC? Because the whole idea of the ADC is that all other opposition political parties are meant to kind of work together and get themselves, included in this whole coalition move. But right now, as things are, LP is not committing to any coalition, that I can say. SDP is not. PDP is not. In fact, they are happy that Atiku left the party. And I mean, I don't know how best him leaving the party will work. But people are like, like I said, I was in this space and they were just coming at me when I said, like, this coalition thing, I don't know. I don't know what's happening. But again, I have to be optimistic, right? I have to be optimistic because we need it. No matter what, no matter the party, no matter the affiliation that you are in, you should support a very strong opposition. No matter what. Even if you are pro-APC or whatever, you should support a very strong opposition. Because there are a lot of things that is actually being dropped. A lot of balls being dropped by the APC right now. The National Assembly did not risen to the task. Okay? So even if you're an APC member or you are pro-APC, you should want to have a very strong opposition. Even if it's just for blind spots. But we don't see that.
Well, we have Labour Party.
Forward ever.
We've always said we are not opposed to issues of reconciliation. And like you have seen, we have continued to pursue issues of reconciliation and expanding the party. I will continue to do that, and that's one of the purposes of this meeting. I'm sure that the reconciliation moves that were made by the Deputy Chairman, Dr. Ayo Olorunfemi and Adarabambi and Co. Will be part of the subject matter of this NEC.
Okay, that's right.
And not until NEC makes okay,
the guy is boring me, to be honest with you. So I asked, what has happened? Labour Party Nigeria defection of 2023 election winner as of November 29. The Labour Party in 2023 had 1 governor, 7 senators, and 34 House of Rep members. LUP 75. LUP. It was great. Even though they didn't win the elections, this was a great result. First time you had this party contest on that scale. Look at what has happened. House of Rep member and all of this have been eroded by defections, primarily to the APC. They are citing internal crisis, lack of structure, and alignment with the federal government. And some have also defected to the PDP. Based on comprehensive report, at least 25 confirmed LP winners have defected since mid-2023. 25. Out of what? 34, 7, and 1. We know that 1 is still there. We know that the senator in Abuja is still there. But this is not good. This is not good. Total defection, 25. Primary defections to APC. And then some to PDP. Impact. LPRC dropped from 34 to 17. Senate from 7 to 4. So you have 3 senators. No governors defected. Yes, Alex OTTI is still with them. LP's response, legal threat to reclaim seats under Section 68, 1G of the 1999 Constitution. That won't happen because the Constitution gives, from my own understanding, members that are won on a previous political party the right to defect if there's an internal crisis. And that's that about that.
A pronouncement on it.
Okay.
I won't be able to speak authoritatively.
I may have to go. Jonathan drops a shocker. We're going to Guinea-Bissau, where Jonathan has actually created a name for himself. He has created a name for himself as one of the top Africans that believes in election reforms. Because I will give, of all the issues that I had with Jonathan, I cannot forget that he is one of the leaders in Nigerian history that ensured that election reforms was successful, despite the fact that that worked against his own re-election. Again, people will be like, you know what, he had no choice, he was going to leave anyways. But at least he did the reforms with Jega, and that actually started the movement towards, successive wins with election. Now I don't even know where things stands. But let's listen to him. So he was, before we listen, he got stuck in Guinea-Bissau because the military took over. But he's now saying that there was actually no coup in Guinea-Bissau. Wow, I didn't know that.
Bissau.
Hi, Martin. Welcome to the show.
And, monitoring these elections.
Thank you so much. Since I left office, I've always been scared talking to the media. But in this particular case, I decided to speak to the media. First,
he wants to say his own truth because they've tagged that thing as a military coup. So I wonder why he's saying that there was no coup. Let's listen.
To thank Nigerians for the show of empathy, the encouragement. Because while we are in Bissau, and this coup happened, the information we got was that the whole country was agitated, young and old, irrespective of religious divides or political divides. And I sincerely appreciate Nigerians. And I want them to hear directly from my mouth to appreciate their concern.
Oh, thank you.
And secondly, to thank my president, President TINUBU, and the Ivorian president, President Ouattara. Both presidents were to send aircraft to lift us, but somehow, Côte d'Ivoire is closer to Guinea-Bissau, and there's always some relationship between Francophone countries and the Lusophones among the Francophones. They were able to penetrate their system to get landing permit first before Nigeria could do that. So the Ivorian aircraft was already on their way to pick us.
Oh,
So when we
so
left,
again, because I've seen this online, people were like saying that Nigeria couldn't even, evacuate as soon as possible. But so now he's saying that actually Nigeria sent stuff, but there was another flight that was closer. So again, I'm just saying, I mean, some people don't like TINUBU. Let's be honest.
about the Nigerian aircraft about leaving, we asked them not to bother. That is why, if you see the picture that was brought by an Ivorian.
Yeah, we saw
So
that.
we thank the two presidents, President Ouattara, President TINUBU, and indeed thank Nigerians for that. And specifically, what happened in Guinea-Bissau,
Yeah.
I would call it a coup.
Oh. I call that a coup, bro. Maybe a silent coup because no blood was, shed. I'll call it a silent coup. But Jonathan is saying that this is not a coup. So what is it?
It was not a coup.
Wow, okay.
Maybe some people describe it as no, not quite.
So what is it?
I would just say, if it is like, for want of better word, I would say maybe it was a ceremonial coup.
So a ceremonial coup is a coup, bro. A ceremonial coup is a coup. They took over power without an elections, drove guys. I learned that the incumbent president, actually arranged that. Okay, more like a palace coup kind of a thing. Then it's a coup, bro. Ceremonial coup is a coup. Maybe a takeover. Well, okay, let's call it that. Let's call it that.
Because for two things, it is the President Balo, that announced the coup.
Africans.
Before later, the military man came up to address the world that they were in charge of everywhere. Then Mbalo has already announced the coup, which is strange. Not only announcing the coup, but Mbalo, while the coup took place, was using his phone and addressing media organizations across the world that he has been arrested.
Okay. So he's been arrested. He announced the coup. Like, I don't get it. What happened?
The Nigerian close to 70, and I know how they keep heads of state when the coup takes place. Recently, I was a mediator in Mali, an ECOWAS mediator in Mali, and within that period, we had a military coup. Military don't take over governments, and the sitting president that they overthrown would be allowed to be addressing press conferences and announcing that he has been arrested.
I agree. Case in point, Nigeria cool. Like, if you're lucky that you're alive, you thank your stars. We've gone through our own share of stuff, and I'm seeing people, across board thinking that possibly because of the challenge we have in this country, that there might be a coup. I just want to tell people that it's been a long road. Politicians are evil, especially Nigerian politicians. But at the same time, what Nigeria went through in the hands of the military, for the most part, majority of them were evil. At least you can go on X and talk anyhow to the presidency. You can go on X and still talk. Maybe they carry you sometimes. I wouldn't lie, but in a military system, they don't just carry you. So I've been seeing the agitation, and rightly so, because people are pissed off with the level of corruption and also with the insensitive nature of our current politicians in Nigeria. So they're thinking that if there's a coup, maybe things will change, but I don't know, bro. It's not that straightforward. It's not that straightforward. And most times, when you have this coup happen, it happens because people are pissed off with the politicians, and most politicians are actually evil and corrupt. But then when they take over, people are happy, and then the military person comes and gives you the right word. I will never do this, I will never do that. It will just be swift and fast. But at the end of the day, they don't want to entrench themselves in power, and then you have all these human rights abuses. So let's continue.
Why does this happen? Who is fooling who? Basically, what happened in Guinea-Bissau is quite disturbing to me, who believes in democracy.
Yep.
In fact, I feel more pained than the day I called Buhari to congratulate him when I lost the election as a sitting president.
Oh.
Because I've been quite particular about Guinea-Bissau. As a sitting president, then Guinea-Bissau was in crisis. Started by about 2012.
Okay.
By 2011, we have to go physically. We worked with them and made sure that by 2014, we went 2013, elections were conducted. In fact, it was so bad the day that I learned that a military man went to the office of the prime minister and slapped the prime minister in the office. It was that bad. And what is happening is like we are going back to those dark days of Guinea-Bissau, where the military can do whatever they think they can do. It's totally not acceptable. The elections were done peacefully. We were in the field. I was a part of the West African Elders Forum. Yeah. Normally, we are not co-observers, so we didn't deploy observation teams across. But
my question for Jonathan is, what happened? Because you have a foundation, and your foundation is basically to help, with democracy in Africa, to tell people about elections, election reforms, and the likes. So I'm just wondering what happened. Because we just celebrated the 10th year, right, of that foundation. So was it that there's still some challenges with respect to the operation and all that? In no case, welcome. Yeah, let's
we observed within Bissau, the capital, and the neighboring settlements. But during the meeting of all heads of observation missions, and they gave accounts of all the observers gave their account. Nobody gave something different. The elections were peaceful. Counting of results at the polling units peacefully done. The conduct of the electoral officials, the security, the party agents, the voters. It was a good election, and one expected the results to be announced. Then while they were collating the results, then they are finished collating results. Results are for presidential election are collated at different levels. The 9 regions, results were ready. So they were collating them at the capital. And when they were almost through, and we're all waiting for the result to be announced, then Mbello announced that that's a coup.
So that's the president announced that there's a coup. So was he losing the elections? Are we able to even get the total number? I mean, and that's, I don't know, my stuff is not working. Are we even able to get like the total number? What was the exit poll? Exit poll for the Guinea-Bissau election. I don't even know if they had that. But let me just continue first, and then I'll see if
they have taken over. They have arrested him. But from all indications, nobody arrested him.
So
my conviction is that, and my charge to ECOWAS and AU is that they must announce their results.
Exactly.
They have the results because AU and ECOWAS officials were at all the regions when the results were collated. They cannot change those results. They should tally all those results and announce. They cannot force the military out, but they must announce, let the world know who won that election.
Yeah.
Let the world know who won that election.
This is giving me the vibes of 1993 in Nigeria. Yeah, it's giving me that vibes. It's giving me that vibes, right?
And they owe the world that responsibility. Similar thing happened in Cote d'Ivoire when I was the chair of the Authority of Heads of State and Government of ECOWAS. When in 2010 we had elections in Cote d'Ivoire, Gbagbo was the sitting president. At the first round, Gbagbo got 40-something% of the votes. Ouattara got 30-something% of the votes. And their law, you must get 50% of the votes plus 1 at least. Democracy is about majority. You must get a simple majority to be the president. So they have to go for a second round. And when they went for the second round, all those other candidates that lost now supported Ouattara. And Ouattara now got more votes than Gbagbo. And Gbagbo said he was not going. That he won the election. How can somebody who had something now come and defeat him? But that is a law.
Yeah. And again, okay, no.
Then all the observers, international community say it was Ouattara won the election. Then we ECOWAS said, well, you're our colleague, but you have to go. If the observers, everybody say Ouattara won the election, Ouattara must be sworn in as president of Cote d'Ivoire. I stood my ground as the chair of the authority of heads of state and government of ECOWAS, and Ouattara was sworn in. So
that's a good one. And again, and Jonathan has earned that right. You may not like him, from his days in Nigeria as a president. You may not like some of the steps he took. You may not like some of the stuff. But again, I think he's earned that right to be able to so much when Nigerian citizens does not even know at all. Yeah, I agree.
The leadership of
including myself.
Was.
Yeah.
Luckily, Madabio was a former military man himself. So he should be courageous. The leadership of AU, they must be courageous. They must announce who won that election.
Yeah.
I'm not saying
and
this
again, would there be a plan for another elections if, for example, they can't announce it? Like this military guy, is there like a plan? Like Abdul Salam came in and was like, I'm going to hand over come May 29, 1999. He handed over. So is it more like a stopgap, a temporary stuff? I don't think so.
To go and fight, no need to save blood, but we must know. Because the results are there. They have the results. The AU, ECOWAS, they have the results. So cannot be playing pranks. Nobody.
So that means he also has the result. If you're saying that AU and ECOWAS has the result, I think he knows who won that election. All
others false. There's no way they remove a military coup. Military coup at the time they want to announce the result. How?
But I love Jonathan. The guy ensured that he enter Niger first before he talk this. Smart guy. Make sure say he enter Niger first. At least let me land. Touchdown. Okay, now I'm back home. Let me now start talking. This is what happened. Okay. I know I wouldn't have said this over there, man. The guy is very smart.
And the president was the person who announced the coup. It doesn't happen anywhere. Well, you people are too young, so you didn't know what used to happen in Nigeria. We're a country that witnessed a series of coups before. So it doesn't happen.
Jonathan.
Well, Your Excellency, speaking about ECOWAS, as of this morning, there was an update that ECOWAS leaders have suspended Guinea-Bissau from decision-making bodies. What comments do you have towards that?
No, that's traditional. Because ECOWAS, though, if you follow the history of ECOWAS, ECOWAS started when a number of West African countries had military leaders. But later on, when leaders now see that for your economy, ECOWAS is economic community, the emphasis was the economy. But for you to develop your economy, you must be politically stable. So protocols were changed, and we agree that in ECOWAS, we must not go back to military rule. We must not go back to military dictatorship. We must embrace democracy.
Yeah, but then again, we've had scores of that happened. So again, how do you square that?
And since the change of protocols, if any country, a military takeover, that country is suspended. It's natural. So we expect that, and they knew it was going to happen. So anyway, it's not strange.
It's ECOWAS.
So, Your Excellency, as we speak now, 4 countries within the West African bloc, 3 have already...
Don't worry yourself.
Exactly.
Even if 5 countries remain...
That's what I want to say. Like what has happened to the other ones? Because, this is not just a fresh issue, right?
ECOWAS, so be it. It's costly to do the right thing. But ECOWAS must not bother.
Yeah, but at the same time, the politicians, they need to work hard. They need to change. All these things, like, at the end of the day, these politicians, they're the one that because all this issue. So you have all these issues. Hi, Hemi, welcome to the show. You have all these issues, and then you have the military takeover, and then it becomes a bigger problem. Okay. So again, at every point in time, I believe that the African politicians are one of the major problems of Africa. People not wanting to leave after spending decades. Hi, Chris, welcome. Yeah.
If Guinea-Bissau want to join the military camp, they should. They should. Even if 5 countries are committed to remain in ECOWAS and develop ECOWAS, the only thing is that they must modify the protocols or create some other protocols to make sure that ECOWAS do things that will endear them to the citizens, things that young people will benefit, things that business class will benefit, things that students will benefit.
Okay,
Let
enough.
ECOWAS be attractive to citizens of the community, not just talking about political issues. When ECOWAS continue to do those things, these countries, they will come back to join ECOWAS. The military, it will not be forever. You carry gun today, took over government, with time, society will be tired of you. And
the politicians, again, in the West African countries have not, hi Innocent, welcome to the show, have not been able to demonstrate to the people why they should embrace democracy. That's the problem. That's the problem. Nobody wants military rulership. Nobody wants dictators. But the politicians themselves are evil. So how do you explain when the militaries were there, lives were not better? Now the politicians are there, life seems... And again, what about all this stuff that happened with Mali? All this neo-colonialism, where you still have all these foreign countries with their influence in all these, some of these African countries. Hi, Lucy.
It will not take more than 10 years for all these countries to go back to civil rule, and they will join ECOWAS. So for now, even if only 5 countries out of the 15 are ready to carry on with the ECOWAS, they should. So we should not bother about that and begin to change their position. ECOWAS must stand firm. We cannot accept military in ECOWAS.
So you sound, even from the words, that we can feel the pain, because you are someone who believes constitutional democracy must reign. For the persons concerned in this, because you have also shared that your strong feeling is that this coup was engineered by President Mbello himself, a former military officer. The question, sir, is this. For someone who chaired ECOWAS, talking about President Mbello, how do some of you who also chair the same body feel?
That is the most painful thing. President Mbello, just yesterday, was the chair of the authority of heads of state and government of ECOWAS. One will expect him, as the president of Guinea-Bissau, to do his best. Luckily, he's an ex-military man, so he has a military constituency.
Oh, then that explains some of the reasons what Jonathan has been saying. I mean, there's a possibility. Hi, Caleb, welcome to the show. There's a possibility that he still used his influence as a military person to subvert democracy. That's it.
He was a very senior military man before retiring. So he has his own friends, boys, and so on. He should be the person that can prevent any coup in Guinea-Bissau. I don't expect a coup that will remove him from office. In any case, the election, immediately they announced, for them, immediately the results are announced. They inaugurate the new president the following day, so his tenure was almost over. But I don't expect him to be as the president of Guinea-Bissau. He retired senior military man, and they organize coup against him. I don't expect. I don't.
Fair enough.
So speaking about President Mbalo, what would you advise him and the political class of Guinea-Bissau at this moment?
Well, I know what the political class will do. I don't even need to advise, because the political class will want those results to be announced.
Okay, so I think it's it. We all miss you. So good luck, Jonathan. Yeah, I mean, I was hearing different stuff that they wanted him to come back in 2027. I don't think that would happen. But at least it's been a good role model for politicians with respect to elections alone. I mean, I'm not talking about performance in office, just elections alone. How someone lives gracefully. I remember 2015, the tensions were high and all of those, but he was still able to live.
The political class will want the results of the election to be announced. Nobody should take citizens of the country for a ride. People did not go to work. People wasted their time, queued up, voted, and when they are about to announce the result, then you come as soldiers and you scuttle the results. So the political class will never accept that.
Yeah.
For the military.
I agree. And I mean, the only person I don't really miss Jonathan is the wife that I miss. The wife was always, coming in with making everybody have a little bit of a side relief and all that. But it's it is. The wife has not really been speaking, like she's just gone. She's now a doctor. She's now a doctor, right? Yeah, you miss him. Yeah, okay.
I'll plead with them not to take Guinea-Bissau back to the dark days of 2011 to 2014.
I was sure Guinea-Bissau is not an army arrangement. I think that's it. Because he was even saying that the president, the Democrat, the so-called Democrat, the politician was the one that announced the coup, not even the military person. So it's possible that there's an arrangement.
Because I was the chair of the ECOWAS Authority of Heads of State and Government, and I was involved. Most of them acknowledged it anyway when they saw me. They say, we know what you did for us. We know what you did for us. Wow. They know what Nigeria did to stabilize the country.
As we speak,
so,
he's a man. Yeah, I think good luck Jonathan is just not to just take over from the show. He's just a president that he is good, but the situation of the country then was just so much for him, like enemies all around, everywhere. And because when you look at his persona and he as a person, he couldn't just survive that environment. So that really impacted decision making. That really impacted a lot of things. The enemies wanted him out, and that's the problem.
It's painful to see. So that's what I'm saying, that Mbelo knows everything. The president knows everything. So it's painful for him to be the president of Guinea-Bissau and say military people are taking over government.
Your Excellency,
it's totally not accepted.
Your Excellency, you are now back in Nigeria, having seen what occurred there. The main opposition leader, Fernando Diaz, is still in custody. What's your message?
Yeah, good luck, Jonathan. Ordinary teacher with TINUBU and Buhari all zoomed him out. They really went after him. I mean, and that's the same thing they're trying to do with TINUBU right now, if you look at it, because the same exact template. 2014 Chibok girls, 2024 you have Kebbi, Niger, students being kidnapped. You have all of these things, right? And that's the problem. APC plans the whole issue of the killing for political purpose, and you can see it's still going on today. I mean, it's really crazy. And they never thought that, what's it called again? That Trump will wade in the way he did. Because for political reasons, they just felt like they can manage this whole security issue up until 2027, and then suddenly, they have another TINUBU and all that. They didn't know that there will be an external stuff. There's been a lot of debate also with the external influence in Nigerian elections, right? And there's also the school of thought that believes that USA wants to get involved because of their own ulterior motive. But the problem is this is what I say, that the presidency was not doing its job. Yeah, it's all been orchestrated by the Northern Power Ally. I see a lot of power play. It's just I don't know to what extent they're going to take it. A lot of power play is happening right now. You don't know where the shoe pinches. It's always on easy lies the head that wear the crown.
They have to release the man.
Yeah, they're going to release him.
The man has not committed any offense. They just have to release the man. And the international community must talk to the military to release the man. The man has not committed any offense. The man has not even declared himself president as to say, oh, we have taken over government and you have declared yourself, so it's treason. No. The man has not committed any offense. There's no reason to restrict the man at all. They should allow the man to be free.
Okay, yeah.
And we advise the military in Guinea-Bissau.
Yeah, I think they will leave him. I mean, if he's the one that announced the coup, is the one that also was calling global leaders with respect to the coup, then again, what do you expect? Aisha is not even the one that said, just arrest me such that, in a way, for his own protection too. I mean, it's just normal that when you take over, it's either you give them an house arrest or you give them or they just travel out of the country for asylum. Yeah, but again, it's not going to... I think it's even better that maybe he moves out for asylum and then possibly put pressure for them to conduct another election. But the problem again is that the politicians are always the problem. And then they bring in the military, who now becomes a bigger problem.
So, not to take Guinea-Bissau backwards. When I was in Guinea-Bissau 2012, and just came back from Guinea-Bissau yesterday, there's significant development going on.
Oh, fair enough.
The capital is taking shape. And we believe that with that, the country will take shape. So the military should not take us backward to the dark days of 2011 to 2014.
And finally, Your Excellency, how soon do you expect a return to constitutional government?
Nobody can say. Nobody can say. But I believe
they're going to work somehow.
Supported by AU, are firm. Yes, they may not, because after all, Burkina Faso has not returned. Niger has not returned. Mali
Yeah, they've not returned. You don't know. Once they get in also, they kind of consolidate power and try to eliminate their opposition. Is it not better that they involved USA with their ulterior motive than the president who hasn't said a word since the country went into crisis, lives moving out of their home? Yeah, I agree. I mean, yeah, they created the whole mess. So, yeah, it is what it is.
So you can't say, nobody can say
give me one
exactly.
sec.
But even if they will stay on, first they must release another Diaz. They have not committed any offense. Second, the results must be announced. Let the world know who won the results. And okay, this man won the result, but the military overthrew him. That's the better story than to tell me that they organized a coup to remove.
Yeah, I'd be. Why not contest and go be a liar? Okay, so yeah, he can face them. You see, all these APC people are really deadly. Yeah, they are. I mean, yeah, it's just we'll see how that goes. We'll be sending TINUBU packing in 2027. El-Rufai blast APC. Says Peter Obi has no reason to remain in LP. Again, I still don't understand what happens. El-Rufai wants to really remove TINUBU in 2027. I don't know how that will work. Because I'm looking at the structure of this whole thing and I'm like, what's this? Where do we even start from as opposition now? Where do they even start from? Let me see what El-Rufai has to say.
What chairman?
When they say ADC, seriously, you would think that they are saying that APC. Yeah. You think that they are saying that APC when they say ADC. We'll send TINUBU packing in 2027. Like, where do people stand?
Congratulations, Your Excellency, sir.
TINUBU planned this game for a long time. It can't be easily defeated. 100%. The guy is using, the guy understands the country. And unfortunately or unfortunately, I don't know, he's been able to kind of use that, right? Use that to kind of to his own advantage. I would say he's been able to infiltrate the North. Because right now, I'm even looking at the structure, the northern stuff and all that. And this was what I said. I was in a space yesterday and they came at me big time. They came at me because I was trying to tell them that if you look at the terrain, that is getting to a point where it becomes very difficult to unseat this guy in 2027. Very, very difficult. What's the question? TINUBU is an area boy. You can't remove him. The guy, I think he planned this thing well. And unfortunately, the opposition, sister, welcome to the show. And again, unfortunately, the opposition, either the ruling party or the whatever, they've been able in a way, to fall to that, what would I call it now? To the layer of the ruling party. They've allowed the ruling party to also have certain influence. Now, not everything happening in the opposition is from the ruling party. These are still the same politicians that we know that individually they have their own issues. Right? And that's the thing. TINUBU will turn it to South versus North. It's becoming like that, to be honest with you. It's getting to a scary point right now. And then you now have the insecurity issue again. Right? Than 200. Yeah, so it's not like the president is bigger than 200 million Nigeria. The problem is out of that 200 million, how many people will come out? Out of that 200 million, how many people are even positioned to be able to take back their rights to say, okay, this is what we want? And again, you have different school of thought. Some people are saying that, you know what? I don't trust even this opposition. Some people are saying that, oh, this thing that is happening right now is against the ruling party because of this and that. So there's really and I don't want to pin it here or there, which, I mean, ideally is subject to interpretation of whatever you think is right or not. But we are seeing a pattern of what's happening. Let me see what Rufai needs to say. Yeah, I hope so too, but it's becoming scary, to be honest.
Briefly, in English, I'll summarize what I said. I want to.
Yeah, Ghana is getting better. At least they are really doing well. And not only that, they are doing well also, they've been able to at least get some level of stability over there.
Start by thanking and appreciating the National Vice Chairman Northwest of the ADC, Honorable Jafar Ibrahim Sani, the Membership Secretary of the ADC, Senator Sadiq Eradua.
Yeah, it's not about the party, but about defending the result at last. Yeah, but who would then defend the result? The first point of call is actually the party being able to account for every vote that belongs to that party. Because then, you still, even if you're going to defend, you still need some kind of good level of organization around that. Right? I mean, that's what I think. But I agree with you also. Like, they say it's not those that vote that matter, it's those who count the votes. Where you have Lama and Braggies on the internet. I agree with you.
And all the senior leaders of the party that are present here.
Okay.
I didn't want to list all of them because we'll spend a long time here. I want to thank all of you for assembling here at a very short notice to witness my enrolling as a bona fide member of the African Democratic Congress.
Okay.
As you know, when I left the APC in March 2025, I joined the Social Democratic Party, SDP, with the hope.
And the question I want to ask El Rufai is that, yes, you know that APC has messed up, right, and all that. But how come your son, Bello El Rufai, why is it that if this APC is so bad, based on what he has layered, and I actually agree with some of the things he has said, not all, but some of the things he has said about APC. How come your son is still in APC till today. If it's that bad, the man that danced Buga with TINUBU in London. It's politics. I think he leaving the APC was his best move. Maybe it may not work long run, but again, because at some point he lost relevance because, you know, TINUBU was not going to fight for him and all that. So I think his best move was actually leaving at the time he left, because now at least it's in the news. It gets to be in the news cycle and all of that. I'm giving a president and I keep quiet. You have the results to call another president chicken. Oh, sorry about that.
That the SDP will be the vehicle that the coalition partners will go into. Unfortunately, because the government has bribed and compromised some of the leaders, the SDP would not accept to open up for the coalition leadership.
So now, this is what I don't understand, El-Rufai. Okay, wait. So SDC, according to him, is not part of the coalition. I mentioned this thing when I went to an X space yesterday and they started bashing me. LP has not opened up to the ADC coalition. PDP has not opened up to the ADC coalition. So right now, the ADC coalition is actually effectively a political party. In addition to the existing opposition party. Actually, ADC was already existing. Don't let's get it wrong. It was just kind of, cooked as rebranded for the purpose of it being a coalition vehicle. And even the guy that was the presidential candidate for ADC was saying that, you know what, I didn't like the way they took over and hijacked the ADC. But again, it's what it is.
Come into the party. Happily, the ADC agreed to the terms and conditions of the coalition leadership, and on the 2nd of July we adopted the ADC and the coalition platform. Before the adoption, the SDP had some candidates for by-elections as well as local government elections in Niger State. Okay. Labour Party had candidates for by-elections as well as the governorship election in Anambra State.
Okay, I'm talking about election. We all really need what we really need is really independent electoral. I thought INEC is independent in INEC. What happened to that? It becomes crazy and it becomes really, really, because when they actually want to when they want to do elections, and the person appointing the guy in charge is the president, how do we even confirm independence there?
Accordingly, Mr. Peter Obi and I requested the indulgence of the coalition to allow us to remain in our respective parties until the conclusion of these by-elections and out-of-season elections. I'm happy to announce that as at last week, all these elections have been concluded, and for that reason, we have no reason any longer to remain in the SDP or the Labour Party. Accordingly, I informed the party of my desire to register immediately, and the national leadership of the party dispatched no less a person than the National Membership Mobilization Secretary.
Okay, so that's him actually moving out. So right now, he just left SDP with nobody. I mean, there'll be one or two individuals, like, who really cares? Who really cares? Right? So he's now joining the ADC full force. And in his own summit, he said the SDP was bribed. When you have a ruling party that uses power by force, not by rules, you can't have a free and fair elections. And in case you forget, INEC is under the ruling party. Yeah. So the system is really, really messed up. It is. And also that tells to the trust that we have in the system. It's just...
Senator Sadiq Yaradua to come personally and enroll me into the register of the party. A few days ago, the senator went to Adamawa, went to Jada to register Wazir Adamawa, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar. And he is here now to register me. And you'll be seeing him going around registering all the coalition leaders. My registration number is 000002 because
also they're expecting millions of people to come. If it's 000002, they're expecting millions of individuals to join. Okay, we'll see how that works. MC Oloman is stuck in Lagos. But Peter Obi still won Lagos though. I mean, there's a limit to what they can do, right? If everybody stands their ground. What's the question? What are you gonna do when they declare a festival in broad daylight? What are you all? Peter Obi won Lagos now. I mean, although they're saying that the margin should have been bigger than what it is, but it's still won Lagos. So yeah.
00001 is the national vice chairman of the party, Honorable Jafaru Sani, who was the first to register amongst all of us as a member of the ADC. I want to use this opportunity to thank all of you, particularly a few people whose names I've mentioned in Hausa that played significant roles in arranging this event
and again,
at very short notice.
Yeah, and again, what are we doing that there are bandits? And yeah, so last week we spoke extensively, covered that, followed up with what's happening in the National Assembly. To be honest with you, at this point in time, I think that it's really crazy. We're watching, we're seeing what's going to happen, but to be honest, we don't have guns to defend ourselves. Look, everyone, this Peter Obi won Lagos based on merit. I believe it was based on politics. That last election has been practiced in the 90s. Look, everyone, this Peter Obi won Lagos based on merit. I believe it was based. Yeah, Peter Obi won Lagos, right? I mean, merit or otherwise, he won. It's a mix of so many things happening, to be honest. It's a mix of so many things in that last election. I mean, the ticket itself, then also the demographics also. Right, the swapped result. Which one? The one that he won? Because he won Lagos, right? Yeah. I think it's going to be still Shetima. It's going to be Shetima. It's not going to drop Shetima at this point. Except he swaps it for another Muslim. Yeah, because based on calculation, the thing about that ticket is that it was going to be very, very difficult to pick a Christian in the North if you still want the North bloc votes. So I look at it more as a statistical and political thing. I can't say unfortunately. Fortunately or unfortunately, TINUBU is from the South and he's a Muslim. So if you want to now get another person from the North as a Christian, statistically speaking, it becomes a little bit problematic. Again, I wish we're not in this kind of a situation where people just look at religion, race, and all that, but that's what has been baked into our national politics. Federal characters and all of those. Can you see a man like TINUBU conceding election? That's a good question. That's a very good question. And again, you know that he won that election without even him having the incumbency power. Though they had the incumbency party power, but not like him, because he had people against him in his party too.
I was informed at 6 p.m. yesterday to be here at 4 o'clock, and I managed to get here by 5 o'clock. I apologize to the secretary and all the leaders that had to wait, but the traffic on the Abuja-Kaduna road was a bit hectic.
Oh, there was traffic to Abuja-Kaduna road. I learned that road is now safe compared to what we had. Can you say a man like TINUBU consider? No, Nigerians don't want a revolution. We're too scared to die. That's why many people will be walking dead. Yeah, I mean, those that went to the Lekki toll gate now, for those that were leading that movement, a lot of them are doing fine. But for those that have lost their life, how are the families benefiting? Most of all these NSAS leaders, some of them have moved outside of the country. Some of them they've gotten some good names for themselves. So again, why do we have a Muslim ticket? When TINUBU himself said that would be a major issue, and that's why the North must be up there every time we really have another problem. I don't get, why do we have a Muslim ticket? Yeah, because I don't know how to answer this. So again, would we say that TINUBU shouldn't run? Right. I mean, you could say he shouldn't run based on your own assessment of his performance. Right. That's just what I think. You can say he shouldn't run based on your assessment of his performance. But again, but he has a right to, right? So again, based on pure calculation, we know that a lot of these things has to do with Nigeria is divided on the on the lines of ethnicity and religion. And this same El Rufai was the one going around the North campaigning for TINUBU in 2023, telling them the importance of having a Muslim ticket. And he was even joking and saying that, yeah, these people now have learned their lessons. I agree with you. It's only God, and yeah. And possibly now that Trump has also waded into the matter, maybe at least we've seen some activity since he started tweeting. So people were saying that it was because of Trump's tweet that we had all these successive attacks that happened. I'll say partly yes, partly no. It was because Trump, okay, so Trump beamed the light. The bandits and the terrorists, they want the light. They want that effect. They want that attention. And they felt possibly that their days are over. And then they actually exploded and they started the attack. It could be as a result of Trump's tweet. But what do we do? What do we do? I mean, it's just, so again, things happen, right? And that's just the way life is. For example, let's look at it this way. Jesus was born. When Jesus was born, God made a post. The angels made a post. Okay, so, a king is born. The wise men, moving away, coming from the far east to go see Jesus, the baby, went to the house of the king, told the king that there's a new king that is born and want to go worship him. Then the new king that is born, which is Jesus, was in a manger. Okay. And then the wise man was able to track and saw that, Jesus was in a manger. Right? And then they greeted, they gave Jesus the gift and all that based on the Bible story and all that. And they departed. They didn't go back to the king because they were warned. And then what happens? The king was angry, and then he went and ordered that they slaughter kids from the ages of 2 or so downwards. Thousands of kids. So I'm just comparing that at times life happens. Like Trump said, okay, this thing should stop. That could have triggered a lot of stuff. But you cannot just be blaming Trump. You should be blaming the people that allowed it to happen in the first place. And if there are external bodies, because we are saying that there are a lot of foreign intervention or foreign interest and all that. Again, it is your job to ensure that there are no foreign emissaries or foreign bodies intervening and causing havoc and bringing in terrorists, supplying them weapons, supplying them ammunition into your country. I laugh. Imagine a government that has delivered nothing but suffering and confusion. It's really bad. The formula that got him the last election will not work again, I assure you. Yeah, we're going to see what happens, really. I really want to see, and that's why I'm vested in what is happening with the opposition. I would want us to have a well, stable, effective, and running opposition, but I've not seen that. I know that there are works being done underneath, but again, it seems like it's already getting late. We only have just 1 year. So I'm waiting. I want to see that. All right, thanks, Kier. GSM, welcome to the show.
I want to call on all citizens of Kaduna State of 18 years and above to come out en masse and register with the All African Democratic Congress. By the grace of God, along with other partners, we are going to repeat what we did in 2015 when we got rid of the incompetent, thieving, stealing, and corrupt PDP administration.
Okay, so what they did in 2015, the only way to remove TINUBU is to seriously lobby Trump. Wow. And that would be a very tough one. Because Trump himself does not even, he wants the killing to stop and all that. And again, another side, so people are arguing also that right now Dangote is disrupting the oil industry globally. And that has caught the attention of the global powers. So how do you square that? Dividing the country? Yeah, but I could see Ojukwu's wife, the late Ojukwu's wife, saying that everything's under control. They're going to work and make things happen. Yeah, private jets supplying ammunition to bandits. There are a lot of columnists There are a lot of people, even within the army also, that are also compromised. So it's really crazy. And it's that bad. And I think that TINUBU also slow-walked this thing. He slow-walked himself into this problem. I kept on shouting about this thing so many times ago that this thing that you're leaving unattended to will be a problem. Thanks for the follow. Thank you, Joseph. I told you, I said this will be a problem. Again, I still want someone to explain to me why they allowed all these problems in the Southeast to also fester for so long. The killings and all of that. Because that thing could have been taken care of from day one. Was this so that they could nail Nnamdi Kanu? Just saying. So a lot of things is not just plain black and white.
The current government in Kaduna State is led by people that have no name, no address, no surname to protect, and therefore they think the purpose of being in government is to steal and divert public funds. We contributed in bringing them into office. We therefore have a duty to contribute in sending them back home before they go to prison by the grace of God.
It's a big mess. At times I wake up and I'm like, I don't even know if I want to come do this show. Because it's really, really, really bad. It's really, really, really bad. It's really, really bad. And the plan is to go. Even the problem is that these guys are already in the South. I was reading that there are 950 locations for all these herders and bandits in the Southeast alone. Southeast, not Northeast, or not North Central. Southeast. Edo State, Auchi. I saw this video that Rufai Husseini posted about his friend's uncle that got kidnapped, a Reverend Archie, right? They were asking for hundreds of millions of naira, and they still had to kill the guy. INS, welcome to the show. It's that bad. We don't have to entertain our politician highs, so they don't skip them. Imagine our grandpa posting flyers everywhere in Lagos saying City Boy is coming. Yeah, it's that bad, and I don't know. And I don't even trust El Rufai. I don't. But again, it is what it is.
So I want to call on all the people of Kaduna State who know what we did in our 8 years and can compare with what
does what it did in that 8 years, what it did in that 8 years, does that include what happened in Southern Kaduna? Because the people of Southern Kaduna said that the 8 years of El Rufai was hell. Was serious hell. They're always still in Nigeria. What's El Rufai talking about? Where did he get money to send his own son to Georgetown, 80K a year? Well, I mean, if you're talking about the money that he got, El Rufai has been in, he has worked as a BP guy, as an FCT minister and all that. So, I don't know. I'm just saying that, yeah, but I understand perfectly that these people are well, taken care of. They're well taken care of. I go move to Cotonou, claim citizen there, make I start live. It's just crazy.
What is going on now to come out and mass register with the ADC and get their permanent voters card and prepare to vote out these incompetent, cursed and useless people pretending to be a government. Thank you very much and may God bless you all. ADC!
So that ADC sounds like APC. They all still. Yeah. And El Rufai is no saint. El Rufai is no saint. And El Rufai is not, people keep saying that he's a politician like that, but he's not. I think El Rufai has just been a perfect person that understands the wave and tries to position himself such that wherever the waves move, right, then, they can actually flow with them. Exactly. Hi, Precious. Thanks for joining. Exactly. So that's the problem. He's always been positioning himself. You know, when it was Obasanjo's time, he was there. You know, then he moved again to Buhari's time, he was there. Although to mention that Yaradua, he didn't have a very good time with them. Instead of now to beg Trump, they brag. Well, I don't know. Trump would do what I learned that Trump gave them two months or so to sort out the whole problem. Ribadu was meeting with the Secretary for the Department of War, Pete Hegseth. That was this week, right? So we'll see what comes out from there. But again, you know, there is also sovereignty. Now I know you people will be like, oh, which kind of sovereignty when we're already overrun with all these guys? Talk about sovereignty. You're talking about Fulani herdsmen coming in, invading people's farmland and all of that. And then I thought that the president, at the end of the day, hi Charles, welcome back. I thought that at the end of the day that the president was serious about banning open grazing. Just for them to come out and say, oh, he didn't ban open grazing. I'm doing good. He didn't ban open grazing. And how are you doing too? He didn't ban open grazing. He's now just talking about maybe that he's going to face it out over time, that they're going to move to ranching system. It's just been a serious problem. But again, it's
ADC, AD and C, rise and shine Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Rise and shine Nigeria. Again, that's the thing. Okay, so that's him. Officially now we now have an El Rufai, ADC El Rufai. We'll see what happens. And talking about someone that you know, is trending again. Reno is also another kind of politician that knows how to move with the wave. The guy is now being given an ambassadorial position. I don't even know which country they're going to send him to. So people are now saying that, dude, you were against this government. What happened? Don't inconvenience the masses. Yeah, again, when it comes to, you know, all I know is we really have enough problem and they need to sit out of politics for about 8 years. They need to. The guy is now part of the non-career ambassador. Omokri, a Nigerian influencer and former aide to ex-president Goodluck Jonathan, posted the motivational note on Friday about people to be flexible. Many highlighted his past insult against TINUBU, whom he once called a drug dealer, and protested against in London in 2022 before supporting him post-2023 election and apologizing for health jabs. TINUBU nominated Omokri from Delta State among the 32. So there are 32 guys now. And then Femfani Kayode is also amongst them. And then ex-chairman Mahmoud Yakubu. That's the one I don't understand. How someone that just conducted an election is now being given an ambassadorial position. That looks somehow to me. He's now coming out with advice. To be successful, you must be flexible with everything. Everything, no principles. I mean, he's done well for himself. Yeah, he's a snitch. Yeah, I don't trust him for one sec. One thing that he knows how to do, he knows how to curate narratives just so as to achieve or get to his own end. There's some things that TINUBU does that will be like, okay, fine, this thing, well, maybe it doesn't have anything. But everything that TINUBU does, since the guy won to today, Reno Omokri is always like, that's the best thing you could ever have. And he's perfected that thing. And the guy would do it in such a way that you'll be like, what the hell is happening? To be successful, you must be flexible with everything except God's natural law. You are not a tree. You have the ability to adjust the situations. Make peace with your enemy wherever and whenever possible. He wants us to make peace. Oh, thank you. That you quarreled yesterday doesn't mean you must roll for the rest of your days. If you have to drive a jalopy and wear the same clothes while waiting for profit or take loss to be a loss, to be the boss, then so be it. Close your mind to what people will say. People will always talk. If you listen, you too will always balk. Only what God says matter. That's Reno Omokri.
I mean, another person isn't telling me. You see the picture on the screen. I took that picture. If you move to the right, you was going to see me in that picture. Bola Tinubu is a known drug lord. He has this man.
People are reminding him.
Who is meant to be the Minister of Labour and Productivity, or rather say on productivity, who went on TV to try to hoodwink Nigerians, telling them that the charge against Bola Tinubu was just for tax, that all he paid was tax, that it had nothing to do with drugs. That is a big lie. I have the document here. Nigerians can see it. I hope you can see it on the screen here. I have the document here. It actually says, and if you look at it, it says
and that's the problem. That's the problem, right? The guy just talks and talks and talks and tries to, gaslight everybody. Tries to gaslight everybody, and it's just unfortunate.
A docket, and as I'm speaking, your viewers can go on Google and fact check me. A docket is used for a criminal pending, a criminal pending. So you don't use a docket for a civil matter. And then right on the very first paragraph on this docket, it says that this is a forfeiture action under section under 21 USC section 881. USC is the United States Criminal Code. I will state it again. USC is the United.
So again, I mean, it went on and on. We've all seen this before. This was when he was campaigning for Atiku, and through everything. I understand elections, right? You have to defend your master. Ambassador nominee Reno motivate citizens with a tip on how to be successful. Just be flexible with everything. I work for Nigeria. Ordinary central bank governor sent his son to Eton boarding school for 5 years, 50K a year. The boy just finished USC Los Angeles after 4 years, 80K. That's small compared to the 753 mansions the guy was allegedly caught building in Abuja. 700 plus. It shows how bad he is. I'm telling you. He's you're very okay. This was saying you're a very useless person. The same TINUBU you once insulted has eventually given you an appointment. You have no shame. To be successful, you must be flexible with everything. That's crazy. Like no principles. Ambassador in practice, don't tweet again. So I knew that his name was on the list a while ago. He was using the people for relevance, and we gave him because he was saying all he was saying to gain attention. Yeah, just watch how his mouth is moving. Again, that's Reno Mockery for you. Yeah. Including, you must be flexible. This one says, including throwing everything into the mud because of your whatever. It's quite a shame. It's quite a shame. And again, that's just bad. I mean, yeah, it's insecurities, terrorists use satellite to communicate. Wow. So terrorists are using the satellite. That was how they were able to get the coordinates of General Uba. Why are you paying bandits? Let me see what Obasanjo has to say. Why are you paying bandits?
Kidnapping of the Chibok girl.
The Chibok girls was 10 years ago.
Go from wars.
Okay.
From bad to worse.
Oh, okay.
The first responsibility of any government is the protection.
It's a country of concern, yeah.
And security of its.
I mean, Trump agrees with you that Nigeria is a country of concern. Trump agrees. That's why he gave us the country of particular concern. He even had particular too.
Citizens. And for anybody, at any time, anywhere, saying that when we are being killed as Nigerians, all you will say is that those that are being killed, another group also are being killed. Is that an explanation? I believe that.
Yeah, again, the killings that is happening is just crazy. Like and again, the argument is that every other person is being killed. I saw one lady on X. She was just spewing some, I'll call it garbage, about what is happening. I'll look for that and maybe quickly play that. Let me see.
We are being killed. We Nigerians. No matter what religion you belong to, no matter where you come from, no matter what profession, we Nigerians are being killed. And our governments seem to be incapable of protecting us. We are part of the world community. If our government cannot do it, we have right to call on the international community.
Okay.
To do for
So now he's also saying that, you know what, we have to call on Lubaba to address Gumi. All Gumi is after is for religious gain. There was someone pointed me to the fact that one of Gumi's associate collected 50 million. Maybe not Gumi Ashe, but one of these top ministers, it was like a spokesperson for a minister, collected 50 million from the bandit settlement. Yeah. From the Islamic settlement. Oh, sorry, I said Islamic settlement. From the bandits, from the ransom, collected his own share. By now, Gumi should be questioned. I saw the guy went to Ibadan. I don't even know who in his right mind invited the guy to come to Ibadan to speak. How do we take our countries back from all these criminals? Seriously? The way to take it back is to actually put more attention on those that we've told to represent us in the National Assembly. Unfortunately, nobody really cares about that. Nobody cares about their local leaders. Nobody cares about their local government, chairman. Nobody cares about what's happening with their governors. Everybody always points to the presidency, and I kind of get it because that's the way the Constitution has been written. It was deliberately written to mimic the military style of government, putting things in and out.
For us, what our government cannot do for us. And for anybody to say because those who are being killed belong to this region, belong to this religion, belong to this tribe, and then others too are being killed, cannot be an acceptable excuse. If we are being killed, it is the responsibility of government to do something about it.
Yeah. And they have to do something fast. Yeah, like he needs to do. I felt so ashamed that TINUBU only had to move when Trump sent that thing, because I wasn't seeing anything. I wasn't seeing him doing anything. I mean, you took over River State just based on threat. Just based on threat. It wasn't as if somebody has blown up a pipeline. It was that there was intelligence that, you know, these guys were also trying to retaliate if they take this guy out, if they impeach Sim Fubara. That was the threat, right? And the guy, within one day, just declared the state of emergency. And everybody was like, what? Wait, what's happening here? You understand? And that's the problem. Okay, let me keep.
Government should stop the killing of Nigerians, no matter what religion they belong to, no matter what part of the world they belong to, no matter what tribe they belong to. We are being killed. And the killing of Nigerians should be stopped.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. That's the problem.
We have right. We have right as Nigerians to appeal to international community to help where government cannot help us.
Yeah.
And we should have no apology for that. Those apologists who are saying, well, those who are killing, they are killing this type of people, and then they are also killing this type of people. That is not acceptable. And nobody should accept that. We will pray. And we will continue to pray. But when we pray, we should also work. We should do what we have to do.
Oh, sorry about that.
We should ask government to do what it has to do at all levels. We should ask our leaders to do what they have to do.
Thanks for letting me know. He didn't travel.
In all walks of life, to preserve life in this country. And we should also, because we are part of the world community, we should also.
Yeah, Trump is walking like he's what's happening there? I said Trump. TINUBU is like more like walking around an eggshell. I wasn't sure he had something, a plan, until when everybody started calling him out. I think it was just tolerating. I don't know what the bigger picture would be. It's quite insane. I don't even know what the bigger picture would be. I don't know if someone can help me.
Appeal to international community to help us. We will be irresponsible as citizens to start saying, yes, those who are being killed, and then, yes, these also are being killed. For me, every Nigerian life that is lost is a shame for Nigeria. Every Nigerian life that's lost by those criminals, no matter what reason they give for it, it's a shame for Nigeria. And we should make sure Nigeria gets out of that.
You're right.
And I believe that.
And again, it's just quite it's quite a shame that people would want to destroy other people's life, and they cannot even create that life itself in the name of religion. The leaders in the northern part don't want Trump before they know they won't get the money they get from the terror anymore. Not Gumi saying that the terrorists should be included in Nigerian budget. I saw that video. Where it was saying that because you don't include them in your budget. And this guy is walking free. Yeah, I know that there's poverty in the north, so much so that people from the north have gotten so much years in leading Nigeria when you had the military and even the democracy together from 1960. So I don't understand why someone in his right senses would say you have to include bandits in your budget. You have to talk to them. These people that are doing these stuff are not just bandits for an ideological case. They've used religion plus also incentives. They give them money. They make a lot of money. According to what I saw on Groks from X, Nigeria loses $9 billion from illegal mining activities every year. That is bigger than a lot of the industries that we have in Nigeria. Yeah. And for whatever reason, they need to avenge the death of this General Uba, Brigadier General. Just killed him like that.
It's not a task that should be said, oh, only one group of people will do it. It's a task where you should have all hands on deck. People of goodwill, people who know what you do, people who can help locally and from outside Nigeria should be required to help. In these days of technology, There should be nobody to hide anywhere after he has committed a crime that cannot be seen. With the present day of satellite, before I left government, I know we had capacity to pick up anybody in Nigeria who commit crime anywhere. Right. The capacity that we didn't have then is after we have identified and located such a criminal. We have no capacity to be able to pick him up without moving on land or by air. Now we have capacity. With drones, you can sleep them off. You can take them out. Why are we not doing that?
Exactly.
Why are we?
Yeah, they use poverty as a form of control so that, I mean, at Eden Travel Tales, I agree with you. And it's so bad that in the North, you have this extreme gap between the elites, okay, and then the common man. The elite in the North are doing way, way well. And then you have the so-called masses that they've been able to hijack them. But one thing also, the North, when it comes to politics also, they're kind of aligned. So no matter what is happening, like they still vote in their numbers. But the same elite and the politicians that are putting them under, even at the state level and all that. And they have this loyalty that you cannot break. You cannot break.
You are apologizing. Why are we negotiating?
Okay.
And after government has paid these criminals, government denies. And then it continues. It has to stop. We should appeal to our government to do what needs to be done to stop Nigerians being killed. We are being killed. We are tired of being killed.
It's, I mean, if you're not annoyed and not tired and not speaking out against that, no matter who you supported in the last election or who you're even still supporting, some things, this should be what brings everybody together, both political foes, enemies, and all that. But again, it's Nigeria where people play politics for sports. So what do you expect? I'm going to just take some moment off right now. And then when I come back, I'm going to start with this, talking about what's happening and how people react when it comes to politics. I'll be talking about this lady who, in the name of politics, feel that people coming to save us are just not understanding what is happening. So she is coming with different school of thought. And again, I don't even know. The absurdity in this video is killing me. I'm going to play it when I'm back. Thanks a lot for watching. If you've not subscribed, please help subscribe. I'm building this community as we move towards the 2027 election, just talking about what's happening in Nigeria and all that. TINUBU would have done better without his VP and the Northern Control. Well, he had to strike a deal. He had to strike a deal. So right now, it's kind of handicapped in a way, you know, and that's why they're also still ganging up to see how they can remove him. That's some part of those in the North, but we'll see how that will work. Thanks a lot for joining. I'll come back maybe in the next 30 minutes to 1 hour. Thanks a lot. If you've not subscribed, please subscribe. Thanks.